You see that guy? That's Gavin Seim. Seim. Gavin Seim. Let me tell you who Gavin Seim is. Gavin Seim, he came up on my radar, and this is when I first got on YouTube. When I was first watching the very first On Your Oath, the very first time I saw James Springer or James Freeman, it was dealing with Gavin. Gavin was unjustly targeted by his city and county government. I can't remember where he lived at or whatever, but he was unjustly targeted. He went to court, in and out of court, having to pay fines. I think it was a property dispute, like he had junk on his property or something. It's just been so long ago, I can't really recall. Gavin Seim goes to court. They convict him. They drug him out. I remember they drug him out of court a couple times because he wanted to stand up. And I don't want to say he pulled the sovereign citizen routine, but he pulled the Constitution, okay? I supported the man. I supported him. I would share his videos, share his content. Well, what did Gavin Seim do? Gavin Seim grabbed his young wife and children and ran away. He went and ran to Mexico. Now, Gavin Seim will tell you, Mexico's so safe. Mexico's so safe. I feel so much safer here in Mexico than I do in America. So what's he do? He goes down to Mexico, and then he starts bashing America. He starts bashing Donald Trump. Donald Trump's a dictator. He's destroying the Constitution, and he reads his little parts of the Constitution, makes him feel good about himself, and tries to act like he's an intelligent person when it comes to the Constitution. Listen, we haven't been using the Constitution in this country for a long, long time. Okay, that's just fact. But Gavin's talking about those who support ICE today would be the ones that turned Anne Frank into the Nazis. You hearing this crap? Gavin Seim ran to Mexico with his wife and kids, endangering their lives, even though he says it's so safe. So he said, Donald Trump, he was one of the first ones on the pedo list. What? No, just like Maxwell testified under oath that Donald Trump never got massages. This is people don't understand about Donald Trump. He's a germaphobe. He doesn't like people touching him. But Gavin Seim's like, he's on the pedo list. He's breaking into homes and kidnapping innocent men, women, and children. Because they should have a trial. Think about this. Another country, another bit of citizens come to your country waving their flag, burning our flag, burning cars, bringing drugs and bringing crime and rapists, like Donald Trump said when he come down the escalator. Gavin Seim is defending them, and his idea about ICE and what's rounding these invaders up is, oh no, you have to do it by the Constitution. Every one of them get a trial. Now tell me this. If the Chinese Communist Party came and they dumped their soldiers off on the beaches of North Carolina, and they ran up with guns and their Chinese flag, they started burning cars, they started burning the American flag, and we arrested them, they would get due process? An invading army gets due process. This is where Gavin Seim has lost the plot. He wants us, see, he didn't care about our laws while we're being invaded by the people he's all cuddling up with down in lower Mexico. He didn't care about American laws then. Because, see, he has no skin in the game. Because we're here fighting. I'm here fighting daily this beast of a system while Gavin's down there hiding in one of the most corrupt countries on the planet. Gavin Seim is down there hiding. So we're supposed to, with 25 to 30 million, I'm having a flashback, 25 to 30 million illegal aliens in the country. Did you hear the newest number? There are 5 million people in the U.S. on visas. 5 million people in the U.S. on visas. There are over 200,000. Was it 200,000 or 2 million? I don't want to say which one it is. It's either 200,000 or 2 million. I got a lot of stats in my head. I can't keep straight. Chinese students here with student visas. Gavin Seim says, oh, it's okay that they broke into the country because there's no such thing as borders. There should be no such thing as borders. The Constitution doesn't mention borders. It does. But all the people that came over the border, we should start having court for them. And instead of being shipped off to concentration camps. Do you know what alligator Alcatraz is? It's a really cushy holding facility. The biggest complaints are the people don't like the food and the air conditioner's too cold. That's the biggest complaints in the concentration camp known as alligator Alcatraz. All it is a holding facility. They hold them there until they put them on the plane and deport them. It's a concentration camp. Oh my God, Gavin Seim has lost his ever-loving mind. See, I first saw Gavin Seim when James Freeman reported on it, and I told you guys my problem with James Freeman. I like him. To me, James Freeman is pretty cowardly because he wasn't a real big and bad talker before he got that 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. After he got 200,000, he's still kind of bitch-ish, but at least he'll stand up and use sarcasm like I do. But here Gavin Seim say, oh, the poor immigrants should have all the rights in the world. See, this is my problem with the U.S. Constitution. Well, mainly with the Supreme Court. If you're not an American citizen, you shouldn't be afforded the rights that I am as an American citizen. Sorry. You shouldn't get a Fifth Amendment right as a non-American citizen. You shouldn't have any rights. You should be able to come. Tell me what happens to me if I go down to Mexico and I stand in the street, burn the Mexican flag, and start cussing Mexico. Tell me what happens. Huh? Go to China and do that. Go to Japan and do that because Johnny Somali's in South Korea right now looking at 25 years in prison for doing crap like that. So everybody's allowed to come to America and abuse America, talk how bad America is, and we can't do anything about it because we have a constitution. But we can't go to any other country. You know what happens if you go to Mexico without a passport? They put your ass in jail. Then they deport you instantly. But Gavin Seim, the coward that ran to Mexico, I'm reading the Constitution, and the presidents, they just can't lock it up. There's such thing as due process. Well, he's wrong on the due process when it comes to illegal aliens. Once they've been deemed a terrorist network, which Trinidad and Tobago has been, then there are different stipulations. It's called the Alien Invaders Act of like 1700s. Let's bring back, see, Gavin Seim wants to go back to the very first ones. Well, when Donald Trump goes back to the very first ones, oh no, those poor MS-13 members, they wouldn't be trafficking children. They wouldn't be trafficking women for sexual abuse. They wouldn't do that if we just send more money to their countries to take care of them. This is Gavin Seim. This is how far he's lost the plot. He ran. You know, the men that did time in federal prison that were innocent, they're in the White House today. Peter Navarro, Steve Bannon. Donald Trump. Oh, Donald Trump's a tyrant. He's a dictator. He has to be removed. Man's looking at 900 years in prison, got shot for the American people, lost $2 billion of net worth. He's a tyrant by ruling by executive order. Yeah, I think executive orders are wrong. How do we right the ship when Congress is already corrupt? When it takes too long. And see, the Founding Fathers put the Congress in there to make everything slow, to slow everything down so we would have a slow and plodding journey to justice and freedom. The problem is there's too many people in Congress. There are too many people, I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was James Madison, Ben Franklin, or I think it's the one everyone hates, the Southern president, the one that led raids on the Indians for the Confederacy. The Constitution was made for a moral people. In other words, the Constitution was created by Christian men. Now, I will agree with everyone. There are a lot of Masons mixed in the mix there. But we get our founding fathers, the Constitution was based on biblical principles. But Gavin Seim thinks, oh, there were no borders in Jesus' time. And he even said this in his tweet, that you would have been with the Romans putting Jesus on the cross for saying, remove these people that are here invading our country. Really? Because there are Bible verses about the ones that invade your lands, that do not let them come to your lands. Do not let them be free in your lands. Remove them from your lands, because you will have no money to lend them, but they will have the money and they won't lend them to you. They will eventually become the rulers. I'm paraphrasing Cliff Notes here. But it says that in the Old Testament, that they will become your rulers. And that's exactly what we're seeing today. They become our rulers. Look how infected Congress is with people like Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, the I think she's Iranian. Yeah, Iranian. She hates America. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, part of the squad. She couldn't find Venezuela on the freaking map, but she loves Venezuela. But here Gavin Seim, let me bring up this thing. They're going to reset my whole thing. Let me listen to this garbage from him. He's such an idiot. He's lost all credibility. All credibility he's lost. Because he's hiding in Mexico. He picks up his family. He steals his wife and children from being able to have a relationship with their grandparents.
On today's show,
he ran like a bitch. I've been making these posts.
They're a little bit inflammatory, but I want people to start using their brains.
Use your brains and support the illegal aliens. Use your brains and no jury trial, no due process is what Gavin Seim says. They deserve due process. So any war that comes to the homeland, we have to give every single illegal alien invader that is here to rape and pillage our people. Well, they got to have a lawyer. We got to pay for the lawyer. We got to pay for the judge to sit in the court. We got to give them due process. Oh, Kilmar, we're out there, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Even though your hands don't say MS-13, it's just the symbols for MS-13. Oh, in Tennessee, you still have a trial waiting for human smuggling? See, this is what people don't understand. Kilmar Abrego Garcia had a trial in Tennessee for trafficking humans. You can see the body camera footage. I'm pretty sure I shared it on my page. But they gave him a plea bargain. We will ship you to Costa Rica if you leave today. Costa Rica. And his left-wing liberal attorney said, oh, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. We're not going to take that deal. So I said, okay, deal's off the table. And that's when deportation came up. Time to hit the road. Have you ever seen a congressman or woman or a senator stand up and fight this hard for you as they're fighting for Kilmar? We got judges shutting down Alligator Alcatraz. We got judges keeping him from being deported. We got judges saying, bring him back. We got judges telling the president what another president has to do in another country. We've got left-wing judges in America put there by Obama that are controlling the presidency. But Gavin Seim says, oh, they have to have due process. Oh, Gavin, where art thou, Gavin? What do you think your wife thinks about you, Gavin? Oh, I'm sure she'll tell it to your face. Oh, my wife loves me. She thinks it's a great choice we came to Mexico. Oh, I mean, we're not really good at speaking the language. We're learning the language. My children, they're never going to know America. And listen, I'll be the first one to tell you guys, the federal government has tried to kill me for years. My local government is still today trying to put me in jail. Okay? They follow me. They harass me. They false charges on me for speaking out, for using my First Amendment. But see, Gavin Seim doesn't care about my right to free speech. He wants to protect the rights of people that shouldn't be here. Illegal aliens that should not be in this country. Gavin Seim will fight to the death for them. Well, I guess fight's probably a strong word. He wants to run to Mexico and stand down there and get on a soapbox on YouTube and say, oh, what poor innocent Spaniards they are. What about all the women raped and murdered due to illegal aliens? Oh, due process. Because, see, this is my problem with, and I'll tell you my problem with the courts. when it comes to all these illegal aliens. They get a free rape or a free murder. So they get to come here and take our youngest, most beautiful women, devour them, spit them out, throw them in a ditch, and then they get a free plane ticket home. I think that's despicable. I think the people that come here and hurt an American citizen should face the death penalty. Now, Donald Trump wanted the death penalty to anybody killing a cop. I think the death penalty should be any foreign national that comes on American soil and you kill an American citizen, the death penalty is the punishment. Sorry. But Gavin Seim wants us to have imagine court, due process for 50 million illegal aliens. Do you realize how long that would take? That was the point of the mass importation of illegals. That was the point of what Joe Biden did. And Joe Biden didn't do it. It's the Marxists. See, Gavin Seim doesn't seem to understand this isn't the U.S. government doing this stuff to us. It's the Marxists like George Soros that are funding this. It's the communists that are destroying America from the inside. But Gavin thinks, oh, it's just the American people. Because if you remember, during Barack Obama's regime, because he was the tipping point. He was the one that put us just over the edge. It was Barack Obama's first term when he said illegal aliens should be removed. They shouldn't be here. They're taking jobs from American citizens. It was soon after that. And Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, every single last one of the Democrats in power today who've been in there for 50 years, every single one of them said, illegal aliens must go home. We must stop them from being in our country. But then that Marxist money flew in. The Marxist communist takeover of our federal government, the Muslim Brotherhood, flew in and took control. These are the same people that's got people like Gavin Seim so freaking blind. But see, it doesn't matter. Gavin Seim, because fortunately for Gavin, they haven't silenced his voice. So they silenced me because I'm still in America. They silenced me. So he's still allowed to make money on YouTube when I've never been allowed to. Now I've got a check here for like $100, I think either 50 or $100 sitting here somewhere for AdSense revenue from a channel they shut down 2 goddamn years ago without even a warning. Without even a strike, they took my channel down. But here Gavin Seim's still making money off YouTube. That's how he supports his family, the money off YouTube. And I don't know what else he does. He lives in Mexico. So he's living the good life in Mexico. But here he is saying, oh, you should write letters to the editor. And this is a letter to the editor. But I figured you guys would be an intelligent gaslighting us. Gaslighting people like me that call him out for his BS. Do I think it should be against the law to burn the American flag? Absolutely. Absolutely. The penalty should be even higher. Because listen, anybody that says just because the Supreme Court says this law doesn't mean it should be. The Supreme Court said it's okay to murder babies. It was never okay to murder babies. The Supreme Court said it's okay to have a gay marriage. No! God said marriage between a man and a woman. The Supreme Court gets it wrong. Just like they got it wrong with Terry v. Ohio. Just like they got it wrong with Mims law, the Mims case, where it says Pennsylvania v. Mims. It says, oh, if a cop's in fear for his life because they all are scared pussies, they can break into your car, make you get out and stand on the side of the freaking road for any excuse whatsoever. These same court cases that should have been overthrown a long time ago, and here Gavin Seim is, oh, it's the law, the Constitution. Gaslighting us, saying we're gaslighting him. He's gaslighting us. He ran. He should be made to give up his citizenship. And any congressman or senator with dual citizenship, because there are a lot of them's got Israeli citizenship. Go Gavin. They should be forced to give up their citizenship or choose which one are you taking, Israel or are you taking America? Because I've had it. I've had it. These people like Gavin get on there and talk, and say and when we comment, it just gives him more money, gives him more reach, more actions. You're a coward. Yeah, I'll call him a coward every day of the week because he is a coward. Instead of standing and fighting and taking his time in court, getting out, because he's still going to sue for unlawful prosecution. He could have done that. He's talking about he wants the American government to take illegal aliens to court, but he wouldn't go to court and fight the same government. He won't fight the government, that he wants the government to fight illegal aliens. Oh, no, he wants the illegal aliens to stand up because he cares more about people from a third world country. Jesus Christ preached about borders. He said to follow Caesar's laws. We have laws about borders, Gavin. See, I'm not the most well-read on the Bible, and I should do better, but here Gavin is standing on his moral high horse as a Christian, attacking Christians because we don't want our men and women and children being pillaged and plundered and exterminated while he's down there in the middle of it. And he does videos from Mexico. Oh, it's such a safe town. Nobody hassles me. And in the next video, cops are harassing him. It's so safe to hear. You know why it's not safe in America? Because the people from down there came here. Did you know that Venezuela, El Salvador had the highest murder rate in the world? It's the safest place in the world now. You know why? Do you know why, Gavin? Because all of their criminals, they opened their prisons and sent them here. The criminals from El Salvador came here. But Gavin Seim wants us to have a court case for every illegal alien on the planet in America. We have to have court for them. Due process. You're a dumbass, Gavin. And I hope one day your wife will wake up. And I know you're going to share this with her. I hope that she wakes up and brings her children home. And stands here and teaches her kids not to be cowards. Stand in the fire. You want to talk about being a Christian? Stand in the lion's den. Stand in the lion's den. Stand in the fire with us and help change it. Don't run away to Mexico with your hubs with Gavin. Don't run to Mexico and then criticize us while the American people like me have been trying to fight it. An impossible battle, but with God, nothing is impossible. Gavin, you messed up, buddy. You can gaslight us all you want. Oh, you would have turned Anne Frank into the Nazis. Oh, you would have been yelling, crucify him. Boy, that's almost blasphemy. That's almost blasphemy, Gavin. But you keep on, big boy, with the safety you have in Mexico. Because whenever the Mexican government's ready to run in and hurt you and start selling your wife and children, they will. They're one of the most corrupt places on earth. And the fact that you go to a corrupt place and then criticize your homeland, you are a traitor, Gavin Seim. You are a traitor. You are. So keep on huffing and puffing in your safety of Mexico.